All right. Welcome in, Nagy Nation. Welcome to our NFC Spotlight game of the week here. It is the Carolina Panthers and the Dallas Cowboys going toe-to-toe here in Jerry World. There's a look at the inside of the stadium we'll be playing in there here. And, of course, exciting rosters with some exciting new players on both sides in this 2023 sim season. And should be an exciting matchup here. Both of these teams coming into this matchup at 4-4 and looking to improve their record here. And Dallas will kick this one away to the Panthers, who will have the ball first, starting at their 21-yard line. So the rookie quarterback out of Alabama coming out to take the field, Mr. Young himself. Hey, welcome in, Mason. Glad to have you. There's a look at his numbers so far for the rookie. 2,300 yards on his season, 11 touchdowns, 7 picks. So, having some struggles like you might expect out of a rookie, but certainly looking to have a good day here against this Dallas defense. 1st and 10 from the 21 out of the gun. Bryce Young, pressure in his face, and ball got, I don't know what happened to that. It like skyrocketed out of the stadium kind of a thing. That was really odd looking. Hey, welcome in, James. There's Bryce Young. It's his first completion out to the outside. He's got it to Thielen. And that a nice little out route beats the coverage out towards the Walker, or towards the sideline there as Walker in coverage. His first reception, good for 10 yards and a first down. Faking the handoff. Bryce Young, pressure in his face, and down he goes to Parsons. Micah Parsons with his first sack of the ball game, coming off like a rocket off that edge. Just tackle never bothered to block him. He shadowed him the whole way to the quarterback. I'm not sure what you're doing there, but you probably need to lay a block out there for your poor quarterback. Rookie's going to get pummeled if you do that. Well, a stretch play out to the right goes absolutely nowhere, so very early on here, these Panthers looking at a 3rd and 20. Bryce Young. They've got Bryce Young there. That's who we have. That's who they drafted. As that one goes up and incomplete. A nice downfield shot. I thought he had a chance at it. That was Chenault. But Chenault couldn't come away with the catch. And a few defenders in the area jarring it loose. So yeah, it is Bryce Young out of Alabama playing there for the Panthers. And then of course now, as we all know, Dak Prescott coming out after the punt to take over for the Cowboys here, starting at his own 31, 1st and 10 out of the gun. Tight bunch to his right. 3-step drop and a quick dump off over the middle. That one is good for 6. Both of these teams, James, are coming in at 4-4 in this game. So, a little bit of struggles. Bryce Young on the season, he had like 2,300 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 7 picks. This is week 10. So, in 9 weeks of play, that's what he had put up there. 3rd and 2 over the middle. Got it complete. And that is going to be good for a first down for these Cowboys. And Brandon Cooks, the new signing there in Dallas with the first down conversion. That one thrown out of bounds by Dak. Now 2 of 3 for 14 yards. Hey, Karen, welcome in. Go Browns, Cavs, Guardians. No, he's not on vacation, actually. Phil is unfortunately in the misery of a leadership and culture 4-hour seminar or something along those lines that he said he expected to be a whole lot of not fun. So that is what he is up to this evening. He just had time, just enough time to bank this one before he had to go in. I was at work at the time. And then he didn't really have enough time to do much with this one. So at the very end, he says it goes really quickly through the stats because he had to, fast click the way through it. So this one a little bit on the expeditious side because he just had enough time to bank it for me before he had to go to that 4-hour seminar, which sounds mightily painful. What a punt dropping it right inside the 1 yard line. That was a beauty. Just kind of dribbled out of bounds, put it right on the pylon practically. And just to the right side, ball takes the bounce out of bounds just like you're looking for there. And now the Panthers, with some unenviable field position here, have to start at the 1-inch line. A little handoff, as you would expect, trying to create some space. Not a lot doing there, as Sanders only gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gets a half a yard. 2nd and 10. Another handoff. A little bit of extra room this time, and is able to get a little bit further out to the 5-yard line. 36 coming. Hey, George, welcome in. Glad to have you. Now emptying out the backfield on 3rd and 6. Bryce Young out of his end zone and incomplete. Well covered there. And that one was jarred loose by the defender. That one was intended for Miles Sanders. So Panthers are going to have to punt after a 3-and-out. They had that early first down to Thielen, but haven't done much since. And then the Cowboys have also been a little bit quiet on offense as well, but this time they're going to have really nice field position to start off with for Dak Prescott and company. But no, Mason, Phil will be going on a trip to Nashville. I think he leaves on Wednesday. So plan is tomorrow, try to hit up the Browns game, as Dak Prescott's going to air it deep downfield into the sideline, but knocked out of bounds. That was intended for Gallup. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. But he is headed to Nashville on Wednesday. I think he gets back on Sunday, he said. But he's got another trip coming. And yeah, that's kind of what he and Mrs. Nagy on Sports do over the summer. As they are both teachers, they have the summer times. This one there towards the end zone, man, in the end zone, but out of bounds, intended for CeeDee Lamb. And the Cowboys get to punt from here. Of course, the Browns would always kick this as a field goal, but Cowboys are going to get to another coffin corner opportunity. Of course, last one was much better than that one. That one went out at the 22, not at the 1, so Bryce Young going to have much better field position out of it. Rather than being backed up into his end zone, he is going to start at his 22. So plan is tomorrow, try to get to the Browns game, and then he's going to bank 2 more spotlight games for the following week. Unfortunately, because of his travel plans, that's going to be another set of games that you won't have the opportunity to vote on the channel, just because he'll have to select those himself. So he always tries to pick exciting matchups to have on the channel, which he'll have banked for me to call while he's down in Nashville. And then after that, we'll get back to some more Browns on his return post-Sunday. As that one complete to Chenault is going to be good for a first down. Nice little kind of whipping it out there to his left side. Little interesting arm angle, but well executed from Bryce Young. And they've got it out near midfield now to the Panthers from under center. Young with the snap. Gives the handoff to Sanders. Sanders is going to fight to get to the line of scrimmage, and they're only, as that his fourth run, only 2 yards to his credit. This one, a handoff, goes to Chuba Hubbard, and that one only a pickup of 1 yard. Bunch to his right. Now Bryce Young scrambling and just going to throw this one away. So another drive with a singular first down, and then not going anywhere from there are the Panthers. So they're going to have to kick a punt. They're going to have to punt it from about midfield here. But with a good punt, which this is a pretty good punt, will actually flip the field for them nicely. So now they can place defense in a little bit better position. If they can hold the Cowboys here, maybe an opportunity on the following drive if they can force a 3-and-out. Obviously, Dak's going to try to have something to say about that, as he's going to have the ball here at the 10 from under center. Handoff, and that one not going much anywhere for Tony Pollard. 2nd and 10. This one kind of off balance, and he manages to hit Gallup downfield. I thought for a minute we might have an opportunity for a pick there, but somehow Dak maintains his posture and hits Gallup downfield nicely. He saw the pressure kind of getting in there. He's doing a little, dance step to his right, and manages to make it work with a good on-target throw downfield. Yeah, James, I don't know. It'll be an interesting thing to watch for sure, how that develops. I mean, I think he's certainly, got juice in the tank, so, I mean, there are some other running backs I would be a little less excited about, as much as I love Zeke. Zeke Elliott is probably not a guy I would be looking to sign in terms of not having a lot of juice left in the tank. So I don't know. We'll see. Is trying to set up a screen. This one somehow is actually marginally going to work. Not really, actually. He ended up losing a yard still, but he was going to lose about 6 yards. Got up and got all but 1 yard of those lost yardage back. An interesting screenplay, still very, very broken. So the Cowboys going to punt, and that would be another piece we would love to see remedied in the new version of Madden when it comes out. I believe on I think we said the 18th of August, something like that. Yeah, there's Brian Burns, little Brian Burns sighting for you there. And yeah, definitely affecting the play. As Bryce Young now scrambling backfield, and he's going to take a big sack. Kind of sandwiched back there by 2 defenders. And I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that one. Mr. O, who is credited with at least half of that. Lawrence on the other side. I think Lawrence probably got half, and then Mr. O, however you pronounce his name. Second and 24. Bryce Young now out to the outside. Little out route there goes to Thielen. And a 3rd and 21 here. Emptying out the backfield for the rookie. Pass. Now airing it downfield. Got a man out there along the sideline, but not able to come up with that one. That one was DJ Chark. As we have seen him in our sim quite a bit. We've seen him do some good things for the Browns, also for the Lions, now playing here for the Panthers. So Dak Prescott's going to take over at the 30. Out of his gun, Pollard to his left hip. Taking the handoff to Pollard, little option keeper. He's got some room out to the outside, down near the 40. And he's going to pick up 7. I thought he was going to get extra yardage there, or a little more yardage out of that. He had more room. He just was a little slow to take advantage of it. Pollard now not slow to take advantage. He's going to have that first down, and a few beyond is Tony Pollard. Nice little hole opened up out there on the left side of the line. And Pollard makes it happen. Hey, Phil. Hope your seminar is not too awful. Always happy to call the games when needed, when called upon, if you will. And if John was on, that would be pun intended. I can't claim credit for the billing pun. That was Phil that said didn't live up to the billing for the Bills game, but I'm not entirely sure he recognized it as a pun, so I repeated it and fully intending it as a pun. Oh, that one should have been picked! Oh my, he's going to want that one back. as Dak Prescott with an errant throw in the hands and out of the hands of a defender. My goodness, he'll wish he had that one again. That was Yetur Gross-Matos, the young man out of Penn State, who was unable to come up with that interception. Yeah, definitely not right. You're right, James. Hey, Bo, welcome in. Yes, Dak definitely being Dak right there. There's a lot of folks that are very, very high on Dak, and I've never really understood it. He's always kind of one of those quarterbacks that folks love to be high on, think he's going to be great, and then he's not bad, but he also doesn't exactly light it up either. So he's one of those quarterbacks. He's good enough to be a franchise guy, I suppose. Kind of like the Andy Dalton line, where it's like good, not great, good enough to stick around, not good enough to, I don't think, to really win it all. So it's one of those do your business or get off the pot kind of deals that they've stuck by him for a long time, and I don't know, I don't see it. It's never been. I've never been that high on him. I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback. I just don't know that he's elite. Yeah, we'll see, James. You're right. This is a put up or shut up year. I agree. For Yatur goes, oh no, pinball and all kinds of tip action back there. That one should have been picked. 2 drop picks in a row for this defense, as they had opportunity galore back there on the tip drill, but couldn't take advantage, and that's back-to-back drives with drops for this defense that should have been turnovers. 3rd and 4 coming. Dak standing on the star. And then an easy throw to the outside. Got it complete. And the Cowboys now cooking with some gas, as Brandon Cooks is able to get that one for an easy first down. He had all kinds of space out on the perimeter and able to cut up field. Yeah, no, I know that, Bo. I know there's a lot of Dak worship out there in terms of folks that think he is just great, and I don't dislike him. I just don't think he's. I don't think he's as good as he is billed to be, as Gallup is going to have a nice completion or a nice catch out on the right perimeter there. Nice timing throw from Dak to get it to Gallup. And they're now inside the 20 in the red zone here. Dak out of the gun. Pressure coming! He's going to take a big sack. Jeremy Chin getting in from that safety position, coming around on that little safety blitz, and see him just kind of post up there as he broke down prior to the tackle. He didn't want Dak to get loose. He knew he had him in spades. Just needed to make sure he didn't get squirrely in the pocket on him. And nicely done. Good technique there from Jeremy Chin to secure that sack. As that one is complete to Gallup, fighting for extra yardage and a first down to the 3. Gallup having a very nice game. As you see him just stop, the defender didn't realize that his receiver had stopped. Gallup coming back to the ball. And that made the difference. That's funny, Bo. Over the middle, touchdown! CeeDee Lamb! He's got the football in his grasp in the end zone. And a nice score. Dak Prescott very patient in the pocket, finding CeeDee Lamb coming wide open over the middle and hits him for an easy score. And these Cowboys with first blood of the ball game after a nice progressive drive there to start the second quarter of the ball game. Really, the score to start the quarter. as the rest of the drive, just the scoring play was in the second quarter. The rest of the drive belonging to the first quarter. So from under center, Bryce Young looking to respond. A little handoff up the middle. Sanders got some room. He's going to get near the first down. 2nd and 1 yard after he picked up 9. Nice little run there from Miles Sanders. Another handoff to Sanders. Got some room out to his left. And the defense quickly swallowed that up for no gain. Thought for a minute he was going to find a hole there. It looked like he had some space, but it closed in a hurry. From under center, single back Sanders. 1st and 10. Little stretch play goes to Sanders and met in the backfield. Dexter Lawrence with the TFL. Just swallows him up. Stretch play going nowhere. Nice contain, forcing the running back inside. But really, nowhere for him to go as Dexter Lawrence with a big TFL, 2nd and 12. Now back to pass, and a little to his outlet to the outside. That one not going anywhere. In fact, ended up going backwards for Chuba Hubbard, as he was well defended. I think Bryce Young was just panicking, trying to get it to anybody, and he ends up losing yardage on that throw to Chuba. That's funny, Bo. I don't know about that. Is the strike downfield not complete? My goodness. I thought he had it again. Laviska Shenault, as that was right in the midst. He's got to come away with that. It was a nice throw from Bryce Young. Put it right on him, but Shenault couldn't handle it. In 4th and 15, Panthers are going to have to punt. Yeah, you got a good point there, James. Going to want that brisket down there in Texas. And besides, isn't everything down there, it wouldn't be Diet Dr. Pepper at all, it'd be a Coke, wouldn't it? I think it's all Coke down there. Or is that just in the little further to the east in the south? Is that more in the Alabama, Georgia area? Second and 10. Now faking the handoff. Dak Prescott out to the outside. Got it complete to his tight end. And a big strike downfield. Jake Ferguson, the big tight end body down there. Dak Prescott now airing it to the end zone and out of the back. Had too much on it. Kind of off the back foot there. Off-platform throw. That one, fortunate for him, just sailed long. Didn't end up going to the defense like we've seen so frequently of late here in the sim. Here on Nagy on Sports. If you're just joining us here at Nagy on Sports, very much appreciate you being on. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, we'd appreciate that very much. The like button also helps us grow the branding as we get more viewers with eyes on videos for those. As this one thrown back across his body dangerously to the defense, and a third dropped interception. The Cowboys are just going to settle gratefully for a field goal, as that should have been yet another turnover. An ugly across-the-body throw from Dak again ends up hitting the turf when it should have been picked, and the field goal is good. I like that, though. That's good. That's good. All right. So 1st and 10 now. 10-0 ball game. Bryce Young looking to respond. 2nd and 5. That one going to Hayden Hurst for a 5-yard pickup. The first time we called his name in the ball game. Bryce Young, a little swing pass out to his right. Goes to Sanders. Miles can't do much with it out there. So it'll still be 3rd and 5. Well, not still. It'll be 3rd and 5 now. Not picking up any yardage, though. This one complete downfield. He's got his man. Nice little strike downfield. Goes to DJ Chark. What a pretty throw that was from the young rookie. 2nd reception for DJ. 1st and 10 out of the gun. Now got it complete to Thielen. And Thielen been kind of working underneath for the most part. Not a lot to his credit. 3 catches, 15 yards only. This one a handoff to Miles Sanders. Picks up a few. Right now, yes, Phil's got the interceptions turned way down because we've had so many issues with the interceptions. With these, and partly it's not. We don't know how to fix it is the problem. It's quarterback mechanics are woefully broken right now. Guys that have any kind of mobility in the pocket are doing this ridiculous spin, throw off the back, spin around, throw off the back foot on a terrible platform, way underthrown. A lot of times not even a single receiver in the area. It ends up being to the wrong team. Just horrible picks. We have seen that so consistently this season with Watson. It's been rather sickening. We've seen it with a lot of other quarterbacks too, though. The most similar to Watson that we've noticed has been, we actually saw it quite a bit, just this last game with the Bills, but Josh Allen being the other real big victim of that. We've seen a lot of it from, as he is always misrepresented by Madden for whatever reason we can't figure out. This one complete, but not for any yardage. 3rd and 5 coming. But yes, in general, quarterback mechanics in the game are pretty awful. Not just the mobile guys. They're all pretty bad. As that one, nearly picked. And so the Panthers going to have to settle for a field goal, but they are on the board. 10-3. After the rookie couldn't get it complete and into the end zone, they settle for that field goal to get themselves on the board. With 2.5 minutes left in the half, 10-3 ball game. All 3 timeouts remaining for Dallas here on this drive, starting at their 25. It's Bryce Young here, rookie out of Alabama, playing for the Panthers. As CeeDee Lamb breaks loose, I looked away and saw him escaping a tackle as I looked back at a 1st down for CeeDee Lamb. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning here in what might be an interesting little opportunity drive here for the Cowboys to extend their lead with 2 minutes left and all 3 timeouts. And quite a bit of momentum going their way. Dak now back to pass. He's got it complete. CeeDee Lamb on the receiving end. Of course, he's got the touchdown on the day. 2nd and 3. Now throwing back across the formation. Gets it to his running back. That's Tony Pollard with the 1st down. 1:20 and counting. Dak Prescott standing at midfield, firing downfield, and he's got it complete to Gallup. Gallup's got the 1st down. And they're going to try to hurry this up, it looks like, inside of 1:11. And yes, Phil's got that. He has popped as a superstar as Bryce Young. As oddly, they tried to hurry up at 1:11 and then elect to call a timeout 10 seconds later at 1:01. That was very odd. Go figure, Madden does odd things when it comes to clock and game management in these kind of situations. It's a big sack on Dak Prescott is going to force a second timeout. 56 ticks left, and now a 2nd and 19 for the Cowboys from the 39. Prescott to pass out to the outside, trying to use the sideline complete. He's got it to his receiver out there. That's Cooks. Keep forgetting who 3 is. Not used to a Dallas 3, but Brandon Cooks, the new receiver, signee there in Dallas. Of course, Ferguson, the receiver on this one, does get out of bounds, stops the clock. 47 ticks left, 1 timeout remaining from the 19 and a 1st and 10. Dak Prescott, 4-man rush, and he's got it complete underneath CeeDee Lamb. Clock's going to continue to run, closing in on 25 seconds. Dak Prescott again over the middle to Ferguson this time. 3rd and 3, they're going to have to hurry up, or no, they're just going to take their timeout. And this interesting choice here. 3rd and 3, 16 ticks. They need a 1st down, but they've got no timeout, so they can't kick a field goal if they're trying to set up one. But they go for the end zone instead. Did he get in? No, he didn't. And they might not have time. They got to snap it quick. They do. Dak Prescott with 1 second left. Throw it back across the field. Oh, dangerous, and another dropped interception. This one won't matter. It does prevent the touchdown. I don't think he would have gone back for 6 from there. There were too many offensive players in the way, but a very fortunate for his stat line at least throw that it ended up on the turf for Dak Prescott. But danger avoided with some really ugly game management at the end of half there for the Dallas Cowboys. Kind of a bunch of poor decisions in a row leading to no points. And still a 10-3 ball game, but the Dallas Cowboys do have the ball to start the half. Out of the pocket now, scrambling. And now a dangerous throw over the middle. Dak Prescott, lucky that one ended up on the ground, as there wasn't anyone in there to take advantage of it. Alone and unafraid, Dak Prescott firing downfield, got a wide open CeeDee Lamb. And a 1st down. Yeah, I don't understand the no spikes. That's one advantage you get in coach mode, is you can spike the ball. You can choose when to take your timeouts. You can. There's a lot of things you get to do. You intentionally call plays to try to use the sideline. You can't force them to throw to the sideline, but you can at least call something that has a higher chance of getting them to the sideline, based on the kind of the route tree and patterns involved. Like those little bench, little bench route with the 5-yard outs, and then the little flag routes behind them. That little bench concept is a good one that can use the sidelines pretty well, because you got all 4 of your routes, 2 on each side, kind of working directly to the sideline. And if find one opening up, you can, if your quarterback is savvy and throws a ball that gets there right before he gets out of bounds, then it's a pretty easy clock stop kind of play. But there's a lot of things that's or just something as silly and stupid as when do you call for a field goal or not? That's something that just boggles the mind when Madden is lining up a 66-yard field goal kind of thing, and you're going, well, you've got no reason to kick it here, but they do anyways. A big sack on Dak Prescott is going to knock him back. Johnson in on that one. He's going to get credit for half. At a 4th and 19, as Johnson celebrates his half sack. And the Cowboys, after that sack, are going to have to punt. No, Bo. I mean, it's July. There's no free agent news in July. This is Sleepy Hollow when it comes to the NFL. If there's any kind of roster moves, it's typically back of the roster churn stuff that's just, it's hardly even newsworthy. Kind of developments. This is not the time to wheel and deal in the NFL. Time to wheel and deal is just before the draft. And then, sometimes when there's an injury, either in preseason or early into the season, sometimes you'll get a little bit of wheeling and dealing going in there. And then very occasionally you'll get it with the trade deadline as a nice strike downfield goes to DJ Chark. Nice little ball there from the rookie. Hitting DJ Chark. He's been pretty productive for the Panthers here today. But sometimes at the trade deadline, when you got a team that feels like they're like one player away from a Super Bowl run, that those kind of teams will sometimes make a big splash, kind of signing or trade or move, kind of in that kind of time frame. But really, the wheeling and dealing happens like right prior to the draft, and that's the big season for it. It's certainly not in July. That's you're almost never going to have anything unexpected or unusual happen in July, unless you've got some kind of weird other factor going on that drives that kind of stuff. But usually it's off the field other things going on that then drive some of the movement that might pop up in July, but it's typically almost nothing going to be coming across the wire in July that's of any kind of consequence. And they talk like there's going to be player movement all the time, but I don't expect Cook to go anywhere. I don't expect this Aaron Donald nonsense is nonsense. I mean, this is the media and content creators clutching at straws because they've got nothing better to do and they need content and they need something to get people to click on content. And that's part of the reason why July is such primetime season for us, as this one's complete. DJ Chark, he's going to get free to the end zone, touchdown Panthers, and a response there as I was busy yakking about how July is so boring and this is the time for Nagy on Sports to have something entertaining, and lo and behold, while I'm talking about it, the sim provides some entertainment as we have DJ Chark coming loose and then a beautiful after the catch there to make it all the way to the end zone for a touchdown and tie this ball game out. You felt like the Panthers were just kind of hanging around waiting to strike, and there they finally do. And who else but DJ Chark to get it done? He has been a big part of this offensive production, and the rookie seems to have built that chemistry with DJ Chark, and it's showing here today. Oh yeah, it's nonsense. There's actually a really interesting video about it that Q has. If you've listened to any of his kind of stuff, on his Browns channel, talking about Aaron Donald and a bunch of the other fake news, rumors, nonsense. So the Aaron Donald thing, if you look into it, as Q did, where that information came from. It literally was a discussion. The guy, I don't even remember his name, the guy that sits next to Colin Cowherd. So let's talk about how reputable this source is. But it wasn't intended as a source. He wasn't ever supposed to be a source. But it's the dude sitting next to Colin Cowherd on his show, basically having a hot take, as this one is going to be complete downfield and nobody to contest. I didn't think that was going to go anywhere, but somehow just none of the defenders were in the area. Tony Pollard just scampers downfield for a touchdown. I don't know what happened there. Maybe just well blocked, but it felt kind of lazy the whole time. Bad pursuit angles. He had four dudes who probably could have made that play, but nobody had a good pursuit angle. Defense kind of just letting that one happen, as the Cowboys are going to respond right back. But no, so back to it's the dude who on Colin Cowherd's show, like one of his guys, it was asked for a list of like hot takes or some kind of like what do you think could happen, and basically his quote unquote hot take was something about how the Rams are so bad that he wouldn't be surprised if they blew it up and traded Aaron Donald, as part of that, because he's their one, dude on their roster, that they might look to do something like that. So it any kind of like trades speculation source, like rumblings of like agents or players or organizations or anything that has anything to do with actual movement of NFL players. It was just a guy speculating that this could be a thing that he could see happening, which, you know, could I see it happen? Sure. But do I expect it to happen? No. But that doesn't make it newsworthy that somebody had a take that they thought that it could happen. Here's the problem, too, is that because it's July and nobody's got anything better to talk about, people report that like that's a reportable thing. Like, that's, trade rumor over Aaron Donald. It's not a trade rumor. It's nonsense. It's a take somebody had that, you know, they thought maybe this could happen, kind of a thing. They wouldn't be surprised to see something like this happen. Not saying that it's going to happen, just they wouldn't be surprised to see it happen, which is a very different discussion. So of course, then the reporting becomes, well, where are the good, possible destinations for Aaron Donald? Just going like, really? So that's how the Browns get involved in all of this is, it gets speculated the Browns are a good landing place for Aaron Donald, which is just, the start of that whole discussion is nonsense. Like, it's not even worth discussing, because it's just some dudes, I could see this happen kind of thing. Which has nothing to do with any kind of actual movement of NFL players whatsoever. There's no agent involved in that. There's no player involved in that. There's no organization involved in that. It's just some dude on a radio talk show kind of thing putting out this is something I could see possibly happening. Means nothing in reality. So that's what the Aaron Donald was about. But that's the way July works. The NFL is so dead in July. That's the kind of storyline that you end up with, because content creators need content, and so they've got nothing better to talk about. So they're going to generate content if they have to, and even take non-news and make it into news. So. Yes, very, very silly. Not going to happen. I agree. It's ridiculous. But it's. To me, it's kind of like, because of course, Twitter and everybody else gets a hold of these, quote unquote stories, and then they create this massive fuss about all this kind of nonsense. Like, I think 504 was mentioning on the Discord yesterday something he had seen something about Matt Judon coming to the Browns, being signed by the Browns, even though he's still under contract with the Patriots through 2025, as another dropped pick for the Panthers. What is happening? This defense, we have to feel bad for them. That's 5 on the day. They should have had that one right out of the hands of the defender. That's another one back to back. You can't do that. That one would have been 6. Actually, probably both of them would have been 6. Now, they are going to force a punt here. But my goodness, this defense should have scored so many points just now, as that punt is going to go through the back of the end zone. So the Panthers are going to end up with at least decent field position when they could have been pinned back. But you feel like they probably feel like they should have scored there. Hey, Dino, welcome in. And Hammer, welcome to you too. But we don't have to talk about fake stuff anymore. It's just a bunch of nonsense. It's kind of akin to the way that all this news cycle stuff works. It's kind of like, because when the fan base and Twitter all gets a hold of it and all start salivating over nonsense things that are never going to happen. It's kind of like sizing up your favorite model for a wedding dress when you've never even said the first word to her. It's like, it's nonsense. Like, what are we talking about? This is stupid. Yeah, I'm thinking it might be a bit low there. As this, nearly a safety. Micah Parsons gets in. That's 2.5 for him on the day. He's been very productive, and look at that move around the edge there. Absolutely boat racing him around the corner. That was a pretty move put on by Micah Parsons to get home. now and this is going to be a safety. Not able to get out of the backfield is Miles Sanders. And so that'll make it a 19-10 ball game with the Cowboys about to get the ball right back after that nearly safety on the previous play from Micah Parsons winds up in a safety on the very next play. It was a TFL, not a sack, but still a safety. And this one, a woeful special teams play to really salt the wound here for the Panthers, as they can't get out of their own way right now as they kick this one out of bounds off of a safety punt, which gives the Cowboys the ball at the 50. Woof. That's awful. You can't be doing that. That is just so much bad execution back to back to back there, and that really hurts. In a game that you were competitive in right up until about that moment, really it stung with the Tony Pollard down the sideline with the defense on bad kind of pursuit angles. Probably should have had him after like a 10 to 15 yard pickup. Instead, he takes it all the way to the end zone. That stung, but then the safety giving the Dallas the ball back out of bounds at the 50 off of the ugly punt out of bounds. You got to have more control than that. I mean, that's just really adding insult to injury and giving Dallas the chance to just put this one away. Yes, exactly, James. Not what you want to see, I am sure, as that one in and out of the hands of Ferguson. Dak Prescott now out of the gun. Over midfield, this time he's got it complete to Ferguson. And a first down to the 22. Prescott again, Ferguson, back to back throws to Ferguson. This time the second catch in a row, as the first one went in and out of the hands, but then two completions now to Ferguson. Prescott over the middle, got it complete to his running back this time, Pollard, and a first down. Strong eye formation. And a touchdown for the Cowboys. Tony Pollard finding some nice blocking out front and a lot of space. Does the magic he needed to make that one happen. Reading his blocks well out here on the perimeter. Nice block on the edge there from Cooks. Springs him into the end zone. And another Dallas touchdown, as they have absolutely capitalized, and now they'll add, or attempt to add, a 2-point conversion to this. Dak, and he's going to get sacked. So, they avoid the 2-point conversion, 25-10 the scoreline. But the damage done, as the Panthers pay for their very poor execution in about 3 consecutive plays. The 2 sacks followed by the special teams punt out of bounds. Actually, it was really a sack, a TFL for a safety, and then a punt out of bounds on the subsequent punt from the safety, which gave the Dallas Cowboys a very short field starting at the 50, and they convert with a touchdown, putting up 6 more points. And putting the Panthers down by 15. Yeah, no, Bo, for sure. Kuechly in his prime was a force to be sure with the Panthers. I'm sure they'd love to have prime Kuechly back. It's a big open hole there for Miles Sanders. Does result in a first down in the waning moments of the third quarter. Panthers desperately need something. Not sure why we're running the ball quite so much for the Panthers. Seems like they need a little bit more chunk yardage to their name here. And that one will take us right into the final quarter of the ball game. 25-10 with 15 minutes to play. 2nd and 10 here for the Panthers. Bryce Young now scrambling, flushed out of the pocket, and throws that one out of bounds. 3rd and 10. Andy Dalton holding the laptop, all right. That one complete. Strike over the middle goes to Adam Thielen. And a first down for the Panthers. Nice ball here from the rookie. Threads the needle to the second level and gets it down there to Thielen. Now at midfield are the Panthers. Bryce Young. Oh, throws it to the wrong team. Led Thielen, but Thielen actually was being led by the defender in better position, and Lewis comes away with a pick. And a bad read by the rookie as he throws his 8th interception on the season. As you see Lewis working underneath Thielen to take that one away, and not a very good read for Bryce Young. 1st and 10. Now for Dak Prescott, escaping pressure, now taking the sack out on the outside, and Burns with his, I don't know how you'd say that. He now has 1.5 sacks on the ball game, is what I was trying to say, but the way I was trying to say it was not going to work very well. 1.5 sacks? 1.5? I don't know how to say that. 3rd and 14, though. Hey, Jonathan, welcome in. No, actually, Jonathan, I agree. Trevon Diggs is a good cornerback. He has significantly improved. In fact, didn't he maybe it was not last season, but the year prior, wasn't he the NFL interception leader? He's been very good. He has been, or at least he led partway through the season in interceptions. I don't remember if he actually ended up winning it, the interception tally for the season, but I know he's been up there and had a lot of interceptions to his name. He's been a very good corner for Dallas. So a lot of I give him a lot of credit. He's a very good corner. As throwing it downfield, got it complete. Bryce Young hits Thielen. Is that one a more worthy targeting of Thielen? As Thielen actually broke open nicely here with the defender not in a position to make a play. And a better read from Bryce Young. So 1st and 10. Bryce to pass. And kind of a lazy throw. Interesting choice there. If you put some zip on it, you feel like you'd have had that complete. Instead, Bird had a really hard time trying to come to it or get to it, as it was just kind of a lollipop, touch pass that should have been kind of fit into the window. 3rd and 5 now. Bryce Young scrambling desperately and just going to take another Micah Parsons sack, who does the river dance, because why not? His 3rd and a half. 3.5 sacks on the day for Micah Parsons. He has been special. As again, the tackle just not blocking him. I don't know what to tell you, but you're lined up against Micah Parsons. You might want to block him. Not sure what you're doing out there. But that's certainly not a good look. That's Taylor Moton, who is just getting absolutely dominated on the edge by one Mike Parsons, as he has had 2 that I've watched where he set in his stance. He kind of set like you're supposed to on the tackle on the perimeter, but then didn't even contact Micah Parsons in the play. Like, just kind of set like he was blocking air and let Micah Parsons just run right past. And then, of course, we saw the really nice move that Micah Parsons made on him where he fell forward on his face because Micah Parsons made just a nasty move around the perimeter. Little rip cut that he just embarrassed Moten out there, but hey, welcome in, Dolt. Doing well? You're not going to trade for Micah Parsons. He is like Myles Garrett. He's a known quantity and an elite edge rusher. You don't trade for those kind of guys. Teams don't give up on franchise dudes like that. He's in the top 3 to 5 edge rushers in the NFL easily. As a big sack there, Dexter Lawrence gets involved. He's now got 1.5. A lot of sacks in this ball game. Yeah, he's been pretty bad in this sim, to be sure, has Taylor Moton, or Moton, or however you say that. Well, I'll tell you, it's not going to be Micah Parsons. They're not getting rid of Micah Parsons. I'd be shocked, Jonathan. Yeah, they can't pay all those guys. I agree. They've got to figure some stuff out, but they're not getting rid of Micah Parsons. That would be absolutely shocking to me if the Cowboys moved on from him. I mean, like I said, he's a top 3 to 5 edge rusher in the NFL. These are guys that do not, you don't let those guys go. And if they're going elsewhere, it's for major trade compensation, and usually when they're a little bit on the older side anyway. And if you do let them go, it's because they're actually on the backside of their career. And that's when the pay you can't justify the pay for the production has started to drop off. But even then, it's hard to get rid of a guy that's that good. There's a reason why Aaron Donald is still with the Rams. As bad as the Rams are, they're not moving off of Aaron Donald. I just don't see it. You can have an opinion piece on speculation that you can see that happen, and it doesn't mean I'm going to buy it. I just don't see it. He's Aaron Donald. Dude's a monster. Even in football terms, old age, dude is still a monster. Yeah, but the difference is that's a wide receiver versus a premier edge rusher. It's very different. As this one is finally going to be picked. Finally goes the other way, as the Panthers have been dancing around that interception all day long, and Rowe finally gets it done for the Panthers defense, as this another ugly off the back foot, terrible throw from a quarterback. We've seen far too many of those, and an ugly interception for Dak Prescott, and something going on here, as there's Dalton on the sideline coaching him up like we were talking about earlier on the channel. Yeah, Cooper is still producing, but he's a wide receiver. Yes, he was their number one, and they figured he was too expensive for the production. I don't think the Browns thought that, and I think the Browns are very happy to have Amari Cooper. But, again, it's the difference between a premier edge rusher and a wide receiver. There is a big difference there. 2nd and 7. Yes, we have seen a lot of Dalton coaching it up with the little Microsoft Surface, I think is what they use in the NFL, the licensed NFL, replay thing they have on their sideline is the little Microsoft Surfaces. But yeah, we've seen a lot of Dalton over there on the sideline, working his wily vet, coach him up, you know, on the sideline. I mean, we'll see what they do. You're right, Jonathan, in that they've got a lot of mouths to feed, and I don't think they've got enough to go around, so they're going to have to make some difficult choices on this roster. As big sack around the edge. Guess who? Micah Parsons gets it done again. And actually, well, I guess he kind of held at the end there. That one I'm going to put more at the feet of the rookie there, kind of working into the rush lane. As about as good of blocking as we've seen from one Taylor Moton. He's been not too great. But that was one of his better, maybe a little bit of a hold at the end, but you know, his quarterback was really not helping him out. This one complete over the middle. Or at least better blocking on his sacks, I should say. I haven't been watching him specifically outside of the times he's been the guilty party with Micah Parsons, now in the zone opposite him. 3rd and 11. Bryce Young, and pressure in his face, and that one falls harmlessly. A whole bunch of defenders right in the area. He was lucky that wasn't picked. Bryce Young to the end zone! Touchdown! He's got it complete. He found his guy. I'm not remembering who 18 is off the top of my head. That's Tolbert. Or, excuse me. That's the wrong team. I'm the wrong one. I was like, I think he plays for Dallas. That is Bird. Demir Bird with the touchdown. And a booth review. I thought he had that easily. We'll take a look at this. It was a perfect throw, though. You're absolutely right. That was a beauty. I don't know. He definitely had one foot. There's left foot. Right foot's in. That's a touchdown. That is absolutely a touchdown. Left foot is in. Yes, thank you, Demir Bird. I apologize, James. The Panthers are not a roster I know all that well. And yes, it does stand as a touchdown. 4:35. Panthers have a lot of work to do, as they're still a ways out. They're going to have to rely on their defense to come up with something here, and a turnover would be huge for them. They're not out of it. They're within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. But they've got to find a way. That, of course, would tie it up with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Pressure coming, Dak Prescott. Defense responding. Gross Matos, his second time in the backfield there. 1.5 sacks for him. 2nd and 23. That one complete, but for very little. Cooks stumbling out of bounds backwards. He's been very involved. 8 receptions for him on his day. Dak Prescott now flushed and throwing downfield dangerously. Got to complete the gallop somehow. Dangerous across the field, falling backwards throw. A lot of times those end up in picks, but somehow Dak Prescott strong arms that one. 3:20 to play and a first down for Dallas. Now in an I formation, looking to burn out some clock. They've got a little action to Tony Pollard out on the left side, picks up 3. Second and 7. Dak Prescott now flushed a little bit, throwing downfield, and it's picks! This defense comes up with a huge interception downfield again! And Von Bell is the recipient this time, and they needed it so badly, as now they're in business within 8 points, 2:29. Rookie with the opportunity to come up with a clutch drive and tie up this ball game. Pressure in his face, and it's going to end up incomplete. But that's a good outcome here. Stop of the clock, 2:25. Bryce Young out of the gun. Pressure coming. He's going to take a big sack. Micah Parsons, Dexter Lawrence pairing up for that one. 5 sacks on the day for Micah Parsons, and that one's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Yes, you're right, James. Should have been the 8th pick or so in this ballgame. There have been so many drops. But that one, the most important and clutch. Although, arguably, the two that should have ended back-to-back, the ones I'm thinking of that were back-to-back plays that both should have been pick sixes, those ones would have been really nice to have. This is 4th and 9, critical for the ballgame. Downfield, incomplete! He was going for D.A. Chark along the sideline, couldn't get it done, and the Cowboys are just a clock wind down away, and a first down. That'll do it. Ball game, Dallas. It had some fireworks late, but this one is going to end with Dallas in charge, as the Panthers couldn't find a way after that crucial interception. Gave them a chance, but the rookie could not capitalize. And so on 4th down, an incomplete pass ends up in a turnover on downs. And now Dallas with the ability to salt this one away. 3rd and 9 coming. 1:31. I guess technically they may, actually with a stop here, although they're in field goal range, so all they need to do is kick the field goal and put it out of reach for the Panthers. There's not going to be enough time. This one will get it done. And yes, well, actually, I'd argue both of these teams did. They're both at 4-4, so Cowboys are going to improve to 5-4. The Panthers are going to fall to 4-5 after this game here with a kind of ho-hum 28-17 scoreline. You wouldn't have expected, or you wouldn't have expected the odd way of getting there that we had as the ball's out! And the Cowboys, I believe the Cowboys ended up with it, but they're going to review it. And yes, we do know the feeling here. As let's see if he was down. He may have been down before that came out. Cowboys did recover. Not that this would really matter other than adding salt to the wound late in the game. But yes, we certainly know the feeling as the Panthers are going to retain possession. 41, for some reason, flip the field. That makes no sense. Over the middle, complete to Hayden Hurst. No huddle, 6-second runoff. They're out of reach of this game, but still trying for it for some reason. Now with all kinds of time, airing it deep to the end zone. Big scrum down there. And the Madden flag stays home this time. Hate those stupid Hail Mary flags that are so unrealistic that are never called in the NFL. So we're going to have one more desperation throw towards the end zone. This one doesn't even get close to the end zone. It is complete, but that does take us to the final whistle of the ball game. So that'll do it here, as Phil is going to breeze really quickly through the stats here. I'm not going to have enough time to call this all out, so just absorb them at your own leisure if you need to pause and take a closer look. But we're going to get out of here by saying go Cowboys. And as soon as the stats are done, we'll get out of the way here the way we normally do. But appreciate you all being on. It was a lot of fun. Sorry for your Panthers not finding a way to get it done. They had opportunities but couldn't capitalize, especially on that last drive, and especially dropping a bunch of interceptions that could have tipped this one in their favor. But kind of at times an ugly game, kind of back and forth. Neither team really wanted to win at times. But that's going to do it for us, and we'll get out of here the way we always do, saying, go